Okay, fretboard visualization speed run for an Instagram story. Is it possible? Let's find out. So, okay, the most important thing for me is using octaves as sort of reference points or sort of anchors on the fingerboard. That allows me to target the start and end point of a given tonality. Let's pick a pitch, let's say B. So I've got a B on the second fret of the A string. We can use this sort of like measuring stick, like convention that we have on guitar to constantly find octaves. Actually really quick, if I want to be super accountable, I'll find all the Bs. So I've got an open B. It's probably most of them, right? So that gives me a good idea of where things can start and end. Some are more useful than others, of course. And basically what I'm looking to do is apply a given tonality to a range on the fingerboard. Next story. Okay, next I'll just pick a 1 octave range somewhere on the fingerboard. Let's say right here. And I just apply a tonality. So let's say B major. I can also mimic that in the octave below. Can also chain them together if I want. How did I figure that out? We started on B. I can see that sort of measuring stick I was talking about before. That gives me 2 octaves of B major right there. 7th fret to the 12th fret. Nice little neighborhood on the fingerboard. Inside that, I can see my chord tones. So that's how we build arpeggios. That's how we lay out the ingredients for chords. If I want to shift the tonality, we just make the adjustments that we need. So from major to minor, we have to adjust the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th. So we go from to, so that's B major to B minor. Okay, from there I can find my chord tones in B minor, root, flat 3, 5, flat 7. Mimic that in the octave below. So this is how we start to build out a solid idea of how the scale looks, how the chord tones sound. We can build arpeggios quickly. I can go to the next available octave here. So that's how you get a B minor 7. From there, I think the most important thing to focus on is just not playing scales in the vertical. I feel like this is just where guitar players sort of run into the wall. I think one of the best things that we can do is figure out how to be flexible between positions, right? And when I run out of road, I change positions. I use a slide or something. I don't just continue ascending in the vertical. I try to play horizontally. Let's talk a little bit more about that. So I think my favorite way to do this is to be cognizant of where notes repeat on the fingerboard. This is sort of a quirk of the guitar. It's what separates the guitar from something like the piano. We can play the same pitch in different places, and that allows for some flexibility, especially with position changing. So if I'm in B minor, I have the ability to play the 3rd there, but I can also reach back and play it here. So what I can see, the distance here is a half step. And on the next string, it looks like that. So this is kind of like another one of those measuring sticks where I have octaves. A minor second is always going to look like this. Or, so I can go, rather than that's all on 1 string, that's stepping back to use the G string. If I want to go from, let's say the 3rd to the 4th, that's a major 2nd, looks like this, or like that. And that allows for position changing. Once we have our head around that, all that's really left is, to plug in your own, your choices, which is ultimately what leads to phrasing. So, the way I choose to play notes. Change tonality, that's another thing. Bring some color in by changing between the tensions inside the scale. So, right, that's B mixolydian flat 6 versus that minor sound I was using before. Right, minor. So a slight adjustment to the, a shift on the axis, so to speak. Couple little tensions change, and we get a brand new color. So anyway, fingerboard visualization, there you go.